Tried to give the best of it, but it was coming undone. Oh, every choice filled with regret, till the night we were done. So sick and tired of trying to listen, but feeling so misunderstood. Every word and action misfigured by promises no good. And why did I never listen when you would listen to me and made the wrong decisions, resisting the help I need? Oh, I know I could have done better. Oh, to keep you next to me. They say to blame it on the weather. Oh, hell no. I could have done better. 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 To keep you next to me. I could have done I've been in and out my mind since I hit your phone. I've been counting up the times that I did you wrong. I just want you by my side when I get real gone. Feel it's been a little while since we got along. Yeah, we've been playing stupid games, the situation rotates, and they say communication, safe relations, okay. Medicated how I'm patient, wasting time ain't the way, cause I can see it on your face. I've been tossing, turning, staying up all night long. I've been calling, yearning, wondering what I did wrong. I could tell by your eyes you got something to hide. So open your mind up, let me inside, and let's make it right. Tell me, baby, what's the problem? Cause I keep trying to figure it out. Oh no, oh no. Tell me, baby, what's the problem? I'm only picking up what you're putting down. You'll be tripping, I don't know what about. So what's the problem right now? Okay, now hold up. Let me get something right off my chest. I've been meaning to read into it, time to put it to rest. Is it stress? Is it that I ain't answer your text? Don't you treat it like amnesia, you know I always forget. Stirring the pot real hot, watch how the plot thickens. Around the clock, tick tock, need more than 20 seconds to get your attention before it's on to the next thing. And I'm over here again wondering, can I hold you, hear your truth, pull you closer, talk it through?
Girl, you know that I'm the one that you can come and complain to. Your silhouette's amazing, but your brain is a maze too.
So can you help me find my way while I find something to say?
I know the arguing just augments everything going both ways, but baby, I can see it on your face.
I've been tossing, turning, staying up all night long. I've been calling, yearning, wondering what I did wrong. I could tell by your eyes you got something to hide. So open your mind up, let me inside, and let's make it right. Tell me, baby, what's the problem? Cause I keep trying to figure it out. Oh no, oh no. Tell me, baby, what's the problem? I'm only picking up what you're putting down. You'll be tripping, I don't know what about. So what's the problem right now?
Welcome to the LXC.
Which is the best name so far, is Angie, which I've already seen in the chat a few times. Yeah, okay, here's another team name that was the talk of the commentary before we went live. Brom Lives Matter, taking a very social approach.
I'm hoping that they pick it every single game, and if the enemy team picks it, they can't kill the Brom, right? Like, they gotta keep that Braum alive the entire time. We got another Conduit team. We got Conduit Prime.
Organization is dropping Point Hellfire. I've been spending some time with these players, and I'm kind of excited what they bring to coordinated play. Next team has seen a lot of time on LXC, partially because two of them have been on cast before. We're talking about Needlessly Large Rods. Yes, as speaking of the next team, we've got LE Valkyries.
I know their top laner, Stop Captain. Really nice guy, and
Here's another team that we just recently talked about, RAR. Doki is technically on the starting roster at GD+, but I was just looking at them because their name is Riven. No Riven in their champion pool, but maybe that's, just like, name myself Riven, they'll ban Riven, or name myself Riven, they'll never ban Riven because I never play it, and then I bring it up for playoffs. And then our final roster, we've got Voracity here.
I gotta say, we're gonna win this league because this one is actually my team that I'm on.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to Sentinel Week 1. I'm here with my co-caster, Caden.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Today we are going to be watching a matchup between Voracity and Dropping Point Hellfire. Caden, do you have any interesting points you want to bring up with this matchup or anything that you think could be impactful for this week?
I'm actually quite excited for this matchup. Definitely seems like a heavy skirmish set two teams. Probably a lot of river combat, some pretty exciting picks. Definitely can hope for a lot of pocket picks coming out from these two teams. They don't seem to play. They don't seem too meta focused, so we're definitely gonna see some interesting picks here. Especially with a lot of objective based. It seems like a heavy objective based set of teams, so we're gonna see a lot of skirmishes in the river and probably a very high kill, high tempo game this coming out.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some of their we were looking at some of the champion selections and the like their ability to move around the map and their and we kind of were just discussing the like validity of like what the like matchups are going to look like, what with top, mid, jungle, bot lane. I think we're going to see a lot of objective control and a lot of skirmishes and fighting in between teams, and I think it's going to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, especially high mobile picks from the junglers. Definitely a note. The Belveth from Peroxidal, definitely looking to grab that whenever they can. If it slips through, that could spell disaster.
Hmm.
If it definitely seems like a very pick ban on the side of Veracity.
Yeah, I think we're going to see, especially in the top lane, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of aggressiveness coming from the side of dropping point Hellfire. With the aggressive picks like Camille, Malphite, Renekton, those champs tend to be champs that you're looking to play aggressive towards, especially against someone like Prowl, who is a Gragas Cho'Gath player. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot of aggressiveness coming from the top lane as well.
Yeah, definitely going to see a lot of skirmishes up there, especially as well as the bot lane. I think this is just going to be a very high kill count game. It's going to be a bloodshed. I'm
Do we
definitely
have a do we have a way too early prediction of the total kill count of this game?
nice over under. I'm going to go with like 35. Um, 35 to
35.
40. Definitely probably going to sit around the 1 to 2 deaths a minute. Especially looking at the champs these teams playing, they're definitely looking to fight, 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 get ahead as quick as possible, and raise that tempo until
Mhm.
there's nothing else the other team can do.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to take the over on 40. I think with these teams, I think we're going to see a lot of them, trying to play with how aggressive their style looking to be. I think we're going to see the game go to probably 30-35 minutes, and I think we're going to see probably around a 50 kill game.
Oh yeah. Um, it seems like a pretty even matchup across the board for these two teams. Elo wise, they don't look to be too far away from each other. So this is
Yeah.
definitely going to be a good matchup between the two. I'm not expecting a stomp. I'm expecting a 3 game series, and I'm quite excited. I'm quite excited for
So with
this.
it being a 3-game series and we're doing early predictions, who do you think takes the 2-1?
The 2-1 depends on how draft goes. The very early game predictions. That's hard.
I
um,
agree. I think these teams are very evenly matched, so I think it's very good that it's a hard, difficult question. I I
I,
I, I don't know about
I
you personally, but I find it way more fun when we get to see such a close looking series. At least beforehand, it looks on paper like it will be a close, fun series.
yeah. If anything, I'd have to put Voracity just eking out a little bit. The 2-1. I like their champ pools better.
Okay.
Um, definitely looks to be a very well balanced team. Not many one set of champions. Each person has multiple picks on multiple champions. So I'm quite excited to see how draft goes because draft could really determine these games a lot better than most people would think.
Yeah, I mean with the teams being so evenly matched, draft is definitely going to have a massive impact on who is able to overcome the other. You know, with such volatile picks and volatile looking teams with their KDAs and their matches, we're going to be seeing a lot of important draft decisions in general. Just who are we playing for? All right, looks like draft is going to be starting here.
Yep, draft. We're getting right into draft right away. Belveth ban and Camille ban as expected. These definitely two main picks for these two different teams, as well as sliding in a Leona ban. I don't know about you, but Leona has been stomping my solo queue games, and so has Brand.
Yeah, especially with the Warmogs rush, but especially you know, that has gotten recently nerfed. So I wonder if, with the nerfs and the buffs coming in with this most recent patch, if it's going to have any impact on the drafts.
I definitely see Rico's Kane getting banned, his staple for his games with the Jinx first pick prio from dropping point, and the MF Seraphine to answer. Um, very interesting answer. Um,
Hmm.
MF
I
you don't see much of, especially in comp and team based play.
Yeah, and
Um,
higher elo gameplay, that's not something you see as much, definitely. I wonder if dropping point Hellfire is going to respond with Braum, and it
yeah,
looks like
Jinx.
they are.
The Jinx Braum is a very dangerous spot lane, especially when you want to try to go all in, all in, all in. Braum can shut that down just as easily.
Yeah,
They
Braum
very
shield
heavy
being
poke.
massive against MF and Seraphine ulti as well.
Yeah. Um, especially watching Ferocity's bot lane try to take the way of the poke and poke them out. Braum can definitely shut that down pretty easily. And the Sejuani pick for dropping point, very well, very well off to round off that jungle bot. Um,
Hmm.
and yep, and it Volibear comes out. I believe Volibear strongest champ on the patch by far.
Mm-hmm.
He has 2, 3 different builds he can go. He can go full AD, full AP, or hybrid. Heavy tower dive potential. Um, and very easily he can stick onto a team very easily. Get into the back line just as easy as he can
You
run
know,
away. To be honest.
we're seeing the second phase of bans. We're seeing Rumble and Malphite come out. I think the Malphite is probably a counter ban to the Rumble because we're seeing Malphite on the champion playlist when we were talking about that earlier with the Camille, the Renekton, the you know you know banning Rumble makes them hey, we got to ban Malphite. We can't get rid of the bad matchups. We have to we want to make sure that our top lane and our laners are in good position coming into this game.
Yeah. And with the Aatrox or the Aatrox Malphite ban, definitely trying to narrow that champ pool a lot further. Maybe trying to bait him onto the Renekton. Um, and the Rumble Malzahar just trying to stop as much lockdown as possible. Yep, the Renekton gets picked. I wonder how Dropping Point can answer this. This seems to be their plan to try to bait them onto the Renekton. Maybe we see the
I think we see the Gragas probably.
yeah, definitely might see a Gragas. Maybe a Zac. We could see a Zac pick. He's still quite strong in this patch.
Yeah,
Can
Gragas
definitely
is not Gragas. Zac is definitely a decent pick in the top lane. We're gonna see a Mordekaiser pick,
Mordekaiser.
counter
Definitely
picking.
looking for
Hmm.
a carry top. With the jungle being more of a supporting role. Um, Mordekaiser pick is definitely out of left field. I believe this champ is super slept on this patch as well. He's also been running my solo queue games. Once this champ gets ahead, it's hard to really combat that. And with the way mid rounding off a pretty AP heavy team. Um,
Hmm.
with the changes in tenacity and the magic resist items, I don't see it being a big problem. Let's see what mid lane has to answer for this. We could see um, a Tristana could come out. It's a very good pick into way.
Hmm.
Um, Corki's always a very solid pick, and Syndra going to comfort. Definitely going to see a little. Syndra definitely wants to try to trade as much as she can in the early game to get her stacks up, and it's a good AP alternative to round out their team. What are you thinking? What are your predictions for this game?
I like the Jinx Braum pick into the MF Seraphine. I really like that lane. I think getting a nice go button with Sejuani to go with it is a really solid combo. I think that you're gonna struggle a little bit in your solo lanes with Mordekaiser into Renekton and Hui into Syndra. I think Hui kind of just wants to scale into that lane, but Syndra kind of wants the same thing with a little bit better wave clear. Um, but Renekton, always a staple, nice, solid, safe pick. I I like Dropping Point Hellfire's draft slightly more, but I could see this game going either way just because of how volatile the solo lanes for Dropping Point Hellfire is going to be.
Yeah, definitely like we predicted, this top lane matchup is going to be very skirmishy, very constant back and forth. Renekton and Mordekaiser looking to trade with each other. Um, Volley Bear is probably going to be looking to um, probably get to 6 as quick as he can, initiate dives whenever he can. And Sejuani is probably going to try to. We're probably going to see Sejuani trying to match the Volley Bear for most of this game rather than the other way around.
Yeah.
Uh, so that the jungle mid is definitely looking to be especially with 2 immobile mages. We're definitely going to see a lot of action in the mid lane. Sejuani is going to try to catch out Syndra. Volibear is going to try to catch out Hui. Once either of these 2 champions lose their flashes, they're pretty vulnerable and have to play pretty safe. Same goes with, it's pretty, most volatile is probably going to be in the mid lane. Pretty safe bot lane for both of these teams, despite the ability to go in and out pretty quickly is quite high. Seraphine with her shields and her speed up, Misfortune's movement speed being pretty high. Jinx and Braum being a very good frontline damage soak that can just pretty much stop any engage as he wants. Definitely going to see a lot of back and forth this game. Quite excited. Again,
Yeah.
like you said, I'm quite a fan of Veracity's. Other than the bot lane matchup, which I think is pretty heavily favored in dropping point. But Veracity's mid jungle top, I believe, can come out on top based on champion picks and cohesion that can be played between the two.
Yeah. Well, me. I wanna put my money where my mouth is. So prediction popped up, and I'm not just saying I think that Hellfire has the better draft. I'm putting my channel points where they speak.
Hey, we always like to hear it. Um, yeah, I'm quite excited for these matchups, especially these players. Again, very volatile players. Always looking to get ahead as much as possible. Um,
I'm
and
I'm excited to see. I think that I think that dropping point Hellfire is going to be looking for more of like a team fight comp. But they also want to get picks with the Mordekaiser ult. I wonder how they're going. I wonder how Veracity is going to respond to the Mordekaiser ult, the Sejuani Go button, the Braum shield, the Hui ult, the Hui CC, the poke from Hui. Um, I wonder what they're going. Wonder what their game plan is going to be.
yeah, I think dropping point wants them to come towards them. I think that's the best bet for Veracity. In the long run, dropping point wants Veracity come into them, and Veracity needs to go into them. So we're gonna see how it's played, see how these two comps interact. Um, but we will catch you in a little bit. Um, it's gonna be a fun matchup.
Indeed.
kicking off.
Good.
Oh, hey, look at us go. Yeah. But hey, we're kicking off first game of the split of the summer split. I'm excited to watch these two teams play. Looking to see if there's any shenanigans that are going to happen in the meantime.
Yeah, well, it looks like both teams are going to be starting off with a standard 5-point. Mordekaiser standing in the bush, Renekton standing on his side, on his bush, and we're seeing both junglers mid lane, which is pretty standard now. Speaking of jungle, looks like
We got
they're taking an early trade.
Mordekaiser taking an early trade. Mordekaiser getting the passive proc, taking a lot of damage from Renekton. He hits the Q. Renekton starting off the lane at half health is not looking good. Gonna have to take it back. He should make it before the lanes crash, but definitely not a good set of trades from Renekton. Shouldn't be punished too hard for it, but gonna have to look out for that in the future.
Mordekaiser wanted to bonk the Croc. You know,
yeah.
hit him with a nice Q, get his passive running, We are going to see no reset from the Mordekaiser. I wonder if that HP deficit, I mean, obviously it's not going to be too much. It's probably going to be almost full by the time they get back to lane, but, could be something that could, have an impact later on in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, in the lane.
I don't think he took enough damage for it to really hurt the lane too much. We're definitely seeing a set of trades from the Hui and the Syndra in the mid lane, looking to get their stacks. A little bit of skirmish in the bot lane, nothing too bad. Really gonna look out to watch how this bot lane goes. If this Jinx can get ahead, she can definitely take the game apart. Same thing with the Misfortune. Seraphine and Braum being both a staple. Looking to see a trade. Mordekaiser hits the Q, gets in the extra auto. Gets the E, passive goes off, extra auto. Renekton taking a lot of damage. It's not going to have to flash here, but sidesteps the Q. Mordekaiser's taking very good trades with this Renekton.
Yeah, absolutely.
From Seraphine, it's a lot of skirmishing going on. Another Q. Renekton gets his empowered Q off. The dash, the flash. Both looking very, very unhealthy. Taking heavy trades against each other. Probably look to see a first blood in the next couple of minutes.
Sejuani's looking to possibly skip her buff to look for a gank top lane, just because of how volatile the lane's been so far.
The dash gets a stun. Renekton with the Q. Sejuani setting up. The flash from the Sejuani coming out, and first blood to Sejuani. I don't think Sejuani needed to flash there, but securing kills. A little bit of skirmish is coming out from the mid lane as well. Syndra taking a heavy trade.
I think that the Sedge just wanted to make sure that the Mordekaiser didn't go 1-for-1. I think the kill would have been guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were just possibly scared Mordekaiser might die there, but, you live and you learn.
Yeah. Ward in that brush, spotting out the volley bear. He's definitely looking for his scuttle while Sejuani is waiting to see if the Syndra will walk up. Stun goes out, stopping the gank. Hui gets a nice little trade out, pushes her out of lane, secures that bot crab. Definitely going to see our first back from Volibear. We see a full clear from Volibear. It's pretty essential for junglers nowadays. We see Sejuani skipping 2 river camps in the forum for a gank top and crab bot.
Even with the first blood kill going over to the blue side, we're still only seeing like 100 gold lead. We're seeing that gold being mostly on their laners, because there's already a massive CS diff in both lanes. Now the wave is coming into top lane, so I expect that to that gold lead to go down. But if we look at the junglers and we look at the top laners, the CS diff is could become an issue.
Very large wave crashing on the top. Getting both top laners relatively healthy. We got some pinging to invade from the Renekton, looking maybe to get some vision.
Braum is really evading the Seraphine poke quite well, but the Jinx is taking a lot of Q damage from the Misfortune. If she keeps taking this poke like that, she's going to get forced out of lane.
Yeah, especially in this lane, you want to try to hold as much income as possible. It's 12 CS difference between the Misfortune and the Jinx, and it's you can tell it's a testament to how much poke this Jinx has taken.
Hmm. What do you think about Jinx taking Ghost instead of Barrier like the standard in solo queue?
It can work. It depends on how aggressive you're going to be. Beforehand, we get a trade in the top lane. Um, Nothing much coming out from it, but the Jinx taking Ghost, she's definitely looking to take the initiative. I don't think Jinx really needs Ghost because of her passive. And the ability to go. And Ghost is popped. We see a gank from Sejuani. She hits a stun into the E. The exhaust goes out. Looking to give the kill to the Jinx.
Misfortune
Maybe she can
Barrier.
get excited. Two bolt sums down and a death for the Misfortune. Seraphine making her way out without a problem. But that gold now goes to that Jinx, and we should see a swing in the bot lane as Hextech Drek goes over um, to them over there. We're looking to see an engage. Flash. Flashes the E stun, EQ. So far, it looks like the map is being heavily controlled by blue. Red's looking to get some grubs. Definitely looking to take advantage of that cross map. How do you feel about the grubs versus dragon stacking?
As a top laner, I love
You
getting,
see an ult?
and a split pusher, I love getting me some grubs. But
We got an ult from Mordekaiser going in. Renekton's living on 1 health. The Syndra R comes out with the stun. And Syndra's going to secure this as a kill while Renekton makes it out. That is both ults from the top or from tops and mid. Definitely the extra gold going to Syndra is going to make that Hui's life a little harder. The CS difference is going to even up a little bit between the Syndra and the Hui now, but Syndra getting that kill definitely helps with her stacks and her just gold in general. Hui gets a plate off of that play, but other than that, so far it seems like pretty strong roams coming out from the mid lane, like we predicted.
Yeah, and especially with the Sejuani has been so actively aggressive on the map, making sure they're getting their ganks in, going in, moving forward, trying to, establish dominance for their laners. Um, you know, just as we basically predicted beforehand, is like very, very aggressive. We see 3 kills going out, and
Double dash to get the health and the shield. Um, we're definitely going to see this top lane is going to be a very. We see the R coming out, hits Misfortune. The damage coming out. Sejuani secures the kill. Looks like Seraphine's going to drop as well. Sejuani with a double kill. Fantastic gank from Rico. Definitely has been very hot on these laners' tails. Very unexpected. It seems like Voracity is having a very hard time tracking him, trying to figure out where he's going, catching them on visions and rotations. Very well done from Rico controlling the map.
I really would have loved to have seen the Jinx get those kills, but it's really good, solid gank from Sejuani. Like we were just talking about, they're really aggressive on the map.
Definitely seeing another trade. Renekton taking a heavy bit of damage. Not the trade he was looking for. Maybe he was hoping to get a stun and a heal, but he just couldn't end up doing it. The damage from Mordekaiser came out. Missed ult from Hui in the mid lane. Renekton popping ult, looking to see if he can secure a kill. Ultimate coming out from Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser with the EQ auto. And just like that, this Mordekaiser is slowly taking over this lane. So Renekton can't really find an answer to it. We get the stun from Morgana, from the Syndra, leaving Hui at 1 health. Definitely
Way
again,
is 1
and the
HP.
Syndra.
We're seeing a Volibear gank.
Volibear going top side to take out the Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser gets the stun off Volibear ult, and Volibear secures the kill. Volibear definitely trying to answer for the lack of fortune in the top lane. We're seeing a TP back from Hui to clear the wave. Vision being dropped by Syndra. Syndra looking to recall and maybe pick up another component. See more contests. Traps come out. A little bit of poke. Q hits. Braum Q hits. Autos coming out, and some set of trades coming out from the bot lane.
Speaking of lack of fortune, the misfortune is, 0-2 early because of the Sejuani. And, talk about misfortunate when it comes to this game. Um,
Yep. All right. Yep.
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 Yeah, as I was saying, the misfortune, being 0-2 and getting aggressively traded on right now.
The exhaust comes out. The ult from Seraphine comes out. The ult from Jinx. Auto's going back and forth. And Misfortune is able to secure that kill again. Braum looking to finish off the Seraphine. Can't seem to make it happen. Volibear coming in to answer for the trades between the ADC. Maybe Braum can sneak his way out of it. The flash. Volibear is looking to chase. And easy enough. Volibear is able to secure that for one for two.
The jungle impact on this game has been heavy.
Yep. You're seeing the heavy trades coming in.
See,
Way hitting all of his spells. The ultimate comes out. Flash from Syndra. Syndra being left out. Ooh, his W heads out and he lands it.
Syndra being left at 0 HP.
Yes. You definitely know that Hui is not going to be the one to let a champ run away very easily. That W is going to look. He's going to look for it. And it's most likely going to find you. Very good solo kill from the mid lane coming from Hui. Mini map showing off some of the major mechanics that he has.
Seraphine looking to clear some vision, and we're seeing a trade in the top lane.
Trade coming out. Auto R. Mordekaiser looking to secure this kill. Renekton popping ult. Looking to get some health back before he maybe gets enough energy to dash away. The passive ticking away in the auto. And Mordekaiser with another solo kill in this top lane. It is looking rough for Prowl.
We're seeing this game, start to look heavier and heavier towards the blue side. They picked a scaling team comp and they're up 1,000 gold at 12 minutes. But we are seeing that the red side is going to be taking this dragon.
Forward.
26, 27.
Looks like I'm
Okay.
done. Yeah, definitely it's going to look to see. Mordekaiser's definitely going to see to try to find more of a rhythm. Maybe keep pushing the tempo that he has, especially heavily claiming so far 2 out of the 5 turret plates. And Renekton doesn't seem like he can have an answer towards it. Volibear looking path through mid. No camps on the map for right now. Maybe looking for a play. Rico securing vision.
Yeah, I mean, vision plays such a massive impact when it comes to the game. A lot of people really underestimate the value that, having good vision around objectives can really bring to a game. I mean, the red side was able to take the dragon because of how dominant their vision is on the bottom side of the map.
Volibear with no camps on the map right now. He's got to look for gank or something. Renekton pushed up is at a risk of getting killed with the pullback from the E, the passive ticking back down, and the Rylai's slow. Renekton popping ult. It doesn't look like Renekton playing with vision. Maybe you can pull this one back. Depends on how it goes. The Q hits, the E, the shield, the E. And then Mordekaiser very close. The very close trade. We get trades coming out with the Seraphine ult. Seraphine Syndra ult coming out. Topside action. It's just action on top of the pullback. Looking to claim the kill topside. We see Jinx Rocket hitting top. And he's far, far dead for that Jinx Rocket to come and kill.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing the MF ult. We're seeing a dive bot lane on the Jinx. Will Jinx be able to trade anything?
And just like that, it is tower dive after tower dive. Red needed to look for a play to respond to the top side disaster. Looking to find a play of their own. Sejuani looking to grab Herald, leverage their tempo even further. DP coming from mid. Syndra claiming their gold, getting themselves their Ludens. Power spikes coming in for these players. Mordekaiser sitting on half of his second item. Renekton is stuck in a Tiamat. Definitely looking to keep pushing his tempo going. More skirmishes coming out from the mid lane. His tower
Looks like
bot
they're gonna
lane.
take the bottom turret. Yeah.
Yep, bot lane drops. Another set of abilities land on the Renekton. He's ulted once more. There's a 2-level difference between these two, and there's nothing really the Renekton can do but hope that this ultimate goes away. Flash coming out, and just barely makes it out with his life. Has to burn a summoner spell. With that, the threat of a tower dive is very high. Sejuani ultimate coming up very soon. He's going to have to give the rest of his tower. Herald coming out. And again, this top side looks to continue pushing this tempo further and further down the throats of Voracity.
You know, I think with them seeing the Renekton back off the way that they did, I'm not certain that the Rift Herald usage was needed, but it's nice to know that you can go for a play. You can go for something here. We see the
Flash coming out
Volibear flash.
there. Herald seem definitely looks like it's going to crash. Seraphine rotating up. Maybe Red Side's looking to leverage their numbers in the 3v2, but nothing coming up from it. Herald recall's coming in. Mordekaiser not looking to back just yet, maybe to catch somebody lurking a little too further than he needed to. We see the mid bot rotations coming in. Hui being able to push pretty heavily, and Syndra being able to farm pretty safely. Syndra may look for an angle. Definitely approaching that one shot. Definitely looking for that one shot potential.
Ultimate combo. Yeah, I mean, with Syndra being 3-1 right now, having a decent lead, I mean, they are down a little bit of CS,
Gonna get
but
caught up, stunned. The Hui Fear lands. Hui ult goes down. Definitely gonna take a chunk. Sejuani slow continues. Seraphinar goes out, but it's too late. Sejuani just running through the Misfortune ult. Volibear's not. I'm not sure this is a fight that Voracity wants. The Renekton comes out. The Syndra ult being eaten by the Braum. Syndra being able to turn one for however, but Misfortune also falls, leaving the Syndra feared away. Sejuani living a breath of their life, and it's a 1-for-2 on the side of drop, or on the side of
1-for-3.
1-for-3. That's right. Seraphine just coming up. Definitely going to see another dragon.
We're going to see another tower dive here as well. Hui gets a kill. Are we going to see a tower dive on this full health? That is
an interesting protection of a turret that just seemed to be fall, but it seems like another free kill for the Mordekaiser. Slowly leveraging his strength. It seems like the dropping point is slowly suffocating Voracity into just forming into what they need to do.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going for aggressive play after aggressive play. They're like, we are in the lead, and we are going to show you why you need to respect how much gold we have, how ahead we are. And right now, Voracity just is not respecting the gameplay that dropping point is giving them. They need to, try and play. They have to try and respect their damage. They need to respect their leads more. They need to, play with their deep vision, shove out lanes, and kind of just try and scale this game out with the Syndra and the Seraphine.
Yeah, definitely looking on the side of Ross and need to leverage waves, get vision out of their jungle and more into the river. As you can see a heavy line of vision. And we're seeing top lane Renekton push a little too far, gets stunned. Teleport coming in from the Syndra. Renekton being able to get out. Volibear coming in. Syndra stun lands, hits the Braum. That is a one shot from the Mordekaiser coming over, focusing on the Syndra. Syndra losing health of their health. The double kill from the Mordekaiser. The ultimate from the Volibear comes out. The ultimate from the way. Volibear left at, or Mordekaiser left at 1 health. Misfortune just making it out. Shutdown going to the Volibear. Way finding himself in a sticky situation, in a 1v3 situation. Way Q lands. And we see Misfortune Volibear walk away. Quarter of their health. Way making it out alive. And Mordekaiser finding himself too deep. Shutdown going to the Volibear.
Jinx getting a free mid tower off of that fight. Although it was a 2-for-2, we did get the shutdown on the Mordekaiser, which I think is more in favor of Voracity. But we are seeing a 5,000 gold lead on the side of dropping point, and I think that with the way that this game is going right now, I think that was a really good trade for Veracity to make. You know, they collapsed this 5, but I think it is still a little worrisome that you collapsed this 5 to go onto 2 and you still lost 2.
Sejuani smiting the buff, gets it. Gets a stun on the Cinder. Cinder's health slowly dwindling. Braum coming out, blocking the abilities. Braum taking the kill from the Sejuani. But it seems like they do secure the buff and a kill in the jungle. Again, this is the lack of vision coming from Voracity. It's hard to walk into their jungle and try to leverage any pressure that they could have. The vision from dropping point is slowly suffocating them, allowing them to make these plays. And they're pinging Baron, looking to make a play. Just starting it right off the bat, right on top of the ward. Let's see how Voracity can answer this. Looking to be a 4v3 situation. Seraphine tossing abilities.
See a TP
Baron,
from Mordekaiser coming in?
5,000, 4,000. TP coming out. Misfortune finding herself pushed way too far up.
And we see a steal
Oliver
from
with the
Volibear.
steal. It is huge. Mordekaiser gets a steal, or Mordekaiser gets the kill on the Misfortune, but Volibear with the huge steal. Seraphine ult stopping the smite from going through. And that is a massive play coming from the side. And they're not done looking for the ultimate. Braum stopping the final blow from the ultimate. Seraphine finding the kill on the Braum. Mordekaiser stunned up, taking loads of damage. Volibear ulting out. Renekton going in, getting the shutdown on the Mordekaiser. Jinx can't join the fight. She's too low. And on the side of Rossi looking healthy. Hui looking to continue kiting. Jinx looking to get excited here. One more auto away, and Hui gets the snipe with the Q. And it is a bloodbath. A constant of looking for the 2 for 2. But again, Baron on the side of Voracity. And this gold lead has found its way down 2K. 2.5K rather than the 5 it was just 30 seconds ago. Voracity slowly finding windows back into this game, catching dropping point on maybe a little bit of an overextension.
Yeah, I think with the Baron steal by Volibear, which was really crucial for the side of Veracity, I think that we saw dropping point, get, we saw a little tilt in their eyes. You felt it in their soul. They're like, can't believe we lost that right there. And, they're like, we need to chase him down. We need to kill him. And they, Veracity played that really smart. They were peeling back. They fought when they needed to. And, they were able to peel the gold lead at least a little bit back in their favor.
TP's coming in. Mordekaiser ulting. Misfortune ult coming out. Sejuani stuck on the Misfortune. Misfortune going out. Mordekaiser's still alive, looking to find a kill. And once again, a dropping point finds their way and ways to leverage their strength. Misfortune ult not doing too much. Sejuani sticking on the Misfortune, making sure she couldn't be in the fight. And it's for a sec, from when we see Voracity slowly bring themselves back, it just seems like dropping point can always find an answer. Again, on the side of dropping point, they just have to let Voracity come towards them.
Yeah, this gold lead is like a pendulum, it's just kind of, swinging, swaying back and forth, back and forth. It's like, when will it stabilize?
Yeah. So far we're seeing a lot of attempts for dropping point to leverage their tempo, going a little too far, overextending. Red finding themselves away. Mordekaiser could be spotted out here. Maybe find himself in a sticky situation. And he just barely gets away. Volibear just barely not being able to get that auto attack off, and very narrowly finds himself out of that situation, which could very much spell an extra death and more gold over the Voracity.
Yeah, Mordekaiser said, "Not today. I'm going back to base."
Yeah. Too busy. Honestly, probably too busy looking at his shop. As we all do, to be honest. We all have those moments. Now
Gotta go get me some new fancy items.
Yeah. No objectives on the map. We still see a heavily open map on the point of dropping point. They're not able to. Rossi's not able to find themselves ahead of their jungle. They do have the vision in their jungle. It's a little bit brighter than what it once was, but
Mhm.
that just allows for a little extra safety. It's hard for them to walk up with how dark the river is, and honestly, from the team fight of dropping point, played right. It's hard to go. We're seeing a Volibear coming in, level 14 to 15, getting the shield. Mordekaiser looking to have extra, and it's just. So with that Syndra
Mordekaiser.
coming in, Mordekaiser's just the overextensions coming from him is slowly spelling doom for dropping point, and Veracity's slowly trying to find their way back. Looks like they're going to drop a inhib turret for this play. Maybe they'll look for an answer. Stun coming out, missing Sejuani ult going to Narnia, and
We've seen the surfing flash there as well, so knowing that they don't have a flash for the playmaking of their ult ability, that's something that you can use to look for picks later.
yep, it's definitely looking like when Voracity has an answer to something, dropping points just seems to be able to leverage the map so much easier. Again, play after play, the double stun coming from the Syndra coming out, small skirmishes. Maybe we can look for a team fight. Dropping
No,
point.
it looks like dropping point's just trying to disengage as best they can.
Coming out with the 3-man ult from the Seraphine going to the fight. This Misfortunal claiming 2, and the Renekton coming in with the stuns, trying to look for the Braum, trying to find his way out, going. And it is a complete 0 or 4 for 0 from Voracity. Seraphino coming out claiming 3, and there's just nothing dropping point could do that fight. It's just a mesh of now a 2.5 item Misfortune ultimate coming through with the Seraphino, just bringing them into it, and there's no answer towards it. When Mordekaiser not being in the fight, Voracity looking for the angle that they needed, and this gold lead drops down to 2, looking to grab Baron for themselves once again.
It looked like it was a cause and effect. It was, the cause was, them, going and looking for these rotations and being late to them, late to the tower, late, for the side of dropping point, and they were late to these rotations, and the effect was a 4 for 0. They got wiped. They lose Baron. And I still think that they can come back to it, but I mean, the gold is even again for the first time since 6 minutes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure dropping point, once leveraging a 6.5k gold lead, looking to find Volibear, going for his blue buff with the flash over the wall. Blue buff going to the moon. He is Volibear narrowly escaping with his life once more. One thing we should look out for, these Syndra stuns have been huge. Way looking to find the Seraphine overextended in this very lightly. We're looking to see another Braum ult claiming 2. Volibear slowly dwindling away. Syndra stun miss. Ult coming out from the volley. And there's nothing Voracity can do. Again, it's just the back and forth of overextensions from these two teams. Syndra soon to be claimed next. Zanya's coming out. And it is just a 3 for 0 on the side of dropping point, looking to claim their lead back once more. And dropping point leveraging could maybe look. Looks like they're looking for the end. They're ignoring the dragon. Syndra not up for another 40 seconds. Volibear gone for 20. All that's left is Renekton going in, stopped by the Sejuani. Renekton ult coming out. Whale stunning the Renekton. Renekton falls. Turret shots being taken. Another huge Seraphine ult taking the life of Braum. Jinx having to flash. The flash forward from the Misfortune looking for the play. Just barely missing out on what could have been a quadra for the Misfortune. And again, Voracity be able to stop the bleeding from happening. Both Nexus Towers standing, and dropping point looks to try to claim for the drag, but Mordekaiser caught out from the Volibear. Sejuani stunned. Volibear looking to claim another life and then turn it into a dragon. 2 going towards the side of Voracity. Way having to flash. Just narrowly avoiding the Volibear.
It's the
Um,
overextensions like we were talking about before. It's the usage of summoner spells. We're seeing all these flashes fly, and we saw the Seraphine pick like I had predicted before, but then them going for the end and being let's do this coin flip play. Let's we see the greed kind of come into play. Overextending, and just all in all, you know team decisions that come into question for the side of for blue side, and that's why the leads keep switching. We saw them go up 5k, then up 2k, then up 2000 again, and then even again. Like, this game is just constantly going back and forth, back and forth.
48 kills in 31 minutes, exactly to our prediction. This is a bloodbath. Constant fighting back and forth. Again, third Infernal Drake going on the side of Voracity, looking to continue to leverage that pressure. Now developing a gold lead of themselves, just barely ahead, but a gold lead is a gold lead. Seeing how they can play, again, with the map not as open as dropping points is, they are still finding ways to catch out dropping point in their jungle. Dropping point definitely looking for the end before. We're seeing 3 rotate towards topside. Volibear ultimate coming out. Braum passive stacking. Sejuani passive stacking. It's just a perma-stun from here on out. 4 Jinx find their way up. Ultimate coming out, and Hui claims the kill. Volibear finding himself way too overextended. Mordekaiser getting collapsed on by 2. It's just overextensions on both sides of the rift. Mordekaiser being left. Oh, my monitors went out. Oh, I'm back.
We're seeing the Mordekaiser go on the. He gets caught out by the Renekton and the Syndra. We're seeing 4 of them, though, go down towards the mid lane, towards the Misfortune and the Seraphine.
We're definitely seeing the strongest members on their team being caught out. Volley overextending to tier 1 on the top side. And same thing with Mordekaiser trying to leverage his waves forward and can't seem to get it. Both teams looking to make plays across the map, and both teams pretty much succeeding. And with these large, again, Mordekaiser being down for another 20 seconds, it's kind of hard for dropping point to find leverage within their strongest members on their team. Hui being 6-1, constantly looking to poke, completing that Rabadon's and 3-item Hui, as we all know, is quite scary. Slowly approaching 17. Mid tower, very close to falling. There's a lot of standing gold on the map on the side of Voracity. Definitely can continue to leverage their lead a little bit further, inching forward and forward. Looking to get vision, hopefully, we could see the game deciding fight in this coming Baron. Syndra looking to back, get whatever she needs, probably completing her 3rd item. Definitely going to see, yep, 3rd item coming in. Shadow Flame. Definitely is the power spikes that we're going to find in the game. Baron coming up. We have vision on it. We got a blue ward on it from Voracity. Not a very dark top side for Voracity. It's going to be kind of hard to find their way through this through this river. They're looking for the pick on the way. Hui with the slow, they just can't find the stuns from the dash. Volibear getting hit by the dash from the Sejuani. Nothing can find themselves up. Both teams looking to leverage slowly but surely. Mordekaiser looking to leverage on his side of the map. He knows that if anybody tries to match him, then dropping point can just collapse just as easily. Sejuani walking to bush, stunned up from the Renekton. Not taking much damage, bringing himself into the Baron. Blue looking to collapse on this Renekton that is all alone. Half health dwindling, a quarter. Ult comes out, shield. Seraphine ult whiffing completely. Brummel hitting the
TP come in.
Coming out, ulting the Misfortune coming out. Misfortune dwindling. Mordekaiser claiming his kill. As Volibear just can't die. And dropping point very narrowly living on 3 players held. It's dropping to a quarter. Sejuani living barely. Can maybe look for the end with Seraphine being the only one alive. Not sure that's what they're looking for right now. I mean, with timers 25 seconds, 35, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, I'm not sure there's anything Voracity can really do. Seraphine with quite a high wave clear, but with the 4 members of dropping point, it seems like this game, they're definitely looking for the end here, and they're going to have to make it quick. We have a Renekton coming up, Syndra coming up very soon, Misfortune. They're looking to get the second Nexus Tower. They're looking for the end. Renekton coming up. Jinx in the backline looking auto. And
40, 35, 20, 10, and the Nexus goes down. And we are seeing a 55 kill game.
35 minutes, 55 dropping point taking. And
Wow.
we find ourselves with a bloodbath like we anticipated.
Hey, 35-minute, 50+ kill game. I remember, saying something a little bit about that.
Yeah.
But just like we were saying, I mean, we saw a ton of kills and deaths. We saw Renekton with double-digit deaths. Almost everybody on both teams having double-digit assists. Like, so many team fights, so many close calls, so many pendulum swinging of the gold leads going from 6K, 4K, 2K, even. We even saw Voracity get ahead there for a little bit, and but they just couldn't bring it back. They couldn't switch it. They couldn't go on to the aggressive.
I mean, I think the turning point of this game was just vision. Voracity couldn't find their ways into anything other than their side of the map. Jungle even being flooded by wards, just not being able to walk in, walk out, overextensions coming in because of that vision. Yeah, we saw overextensions from the side of dropping point, but Voracity just couldn't find that extra edge, especially being caught off guard so much by the Mordekaiser ultimate, Sejuani ults, Wei ults, Braum ults, heavy engage and disengage from the side of dropping point. And I mean, fights returned. Seraphine ults determined fights for Voracity. Once that Seraphine ult landed, you knew the fight was going on side of Voracity, but when that didn't, it just seemed to be completely wiped.
Yeah, so who would you say is the MVP for both teams?
MVP, I mean, in general, I think my MVP for that game,
Yeah.
it's probably going to Rico, to the Sejuani, all over the map, absolutely drowning out that bot lane. Big key in the success of the bot lane, and big key in the success for the Mordekaiser as well. He was able to leverage that tempo constantly, being able to get those early ganks, get that Mordekaiser ahead, and just being able to just steamroll through top lane. Truthfully, I think Rico controlled that game super well, being able to take complete advantage of Voracity. And then on the side of Voracity, it's probably gonna have to go to the Seraphine. Those ultimates determined fights. Seraphine bringing back the game multiple times from multiple team wiping ultimates. There just wasn't an answer to it until the vision came in and they were able to see it coming. Seraphine definitely able to leverage that Misfortune and Syndra pressure with that team wiping ultimate, being able to keep the rest of her team away from the carries that needed to go.
Yeah, I completely agree. And to go to your Sejuani pick, that plays right into when you were talking about vision. The vision control of the map. Being able to take advantage of the lack of vision on the side of Voracity. We got to see, you know, Rico take full advantage of it. I would give my MVP. Well, I like the Hoy. I like check your mini map. I think he played his poke. He played backline very well. His lack of deaths, forcing the issue onto the enemy team, um, forcing them to engage bad engages because he's just poking them away and keeping them out of the team fight as much as he can. Really did his job perfectly. And then I have to agree with you on the side of Hellfire. I gotta give it to Seraphine. Those Seraphine ults really kept them in that game for as long as they could. Especially with the ult coming from Misfortune as well. The follow up from Pradles is just magnificent. I mean, like you could tell the synergies there. You can tell they put a lot of work in the off season.
Yeah, definitely seeing a lot of improvement from these players. Um, definitely seeing a very, again, like we said, very back and forth games, like we wanted, like we thought. Um, very high skirmishes, constant action, as we saw throughout the entire game from minute 1
Yeah.
onto minute 35, nonstop fighting. Small edges being taken across, and all it took was one play, and I'm hoping to see more in the second game. Maybe both teams can learn overextensions are a little too high, but other than that, let the boys play.
Yeah.
I do. I need to join that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're getting into the lobby of game number 2. What is something, Caden, you would like to see for game 2 coming out of the draft of Voracity? What do you want
Um,
them to do in response?
Rossi definitely needs to look for a more proactive bot lane. The misfortune pick being an okay answer to that bot lane. Um, definitely a lot of clashing ideals um, when it comes to what they're playing and how it's going. The misfortune pick with the Seraphine Syndrome volley. It's a little off centered. Can't pump it as much damage as you would normally like. And take advantage of that peel that these champions can offer you. Really, Misfortune's only tool in these games have been her ultimate. I'm hoping to look for a more proactive bot laner from Pradles. I definitely want to see him on something that can definitely take over. And we're looking to jump right into draft. Um, but that's really all I can really say about the change.
I do not have the
Great to
link.
be draft. Looking to get draft in 1 second. Um, definitely looking for same from the top side, and jungles. Definitely looking to keep that aggressiveness going. We see the bans come out, dropping point. Didn't like that Seraphine didn't like the Volibear. Belveth goes out, Seraphine and Volibear go out as well, and the Camille brand Kane once more from Voracity. Voracity putting a lot of faith into, switching over to the Ashe. Ashe being picked, like I said, looking for a more proactive bot laner, and they're looking to take the Braum for themselves. Ashe Braum, very dangerous bot lane with the slows. Dropping point with the Jinx. A lot of prio put on this pick from their side of things, looking to see what it matches up to. Maybe we see our jungle support, and we'll see how they answer. Milio coming out. Could be good.
I like the Milio pick. They have we've seen Shadowkeeper keep a pretty decent KDA on it, and they played a few games of it this season so far in solo queue, and it was one of their preferred picks last season. So it's glad to see another comfortable, confident pick.
Yeah, Rico, all the faith in this Sejuani. It worked last game. Why wouldn't it work now? Um, found great angles with it. Was able to leverage the map perfectly fine. Answer the Volibear And yeah, might as well run it back. Jinx, Sejuani. See what on the side of Rossi, see what they pick.
I think
Yeah.
Voracity needs to. Oh, what was the third? They picked Asol there, so we see the Asol.
It's Skarner.
Oh, it's
Looks like
Skarner. Sorry.
okay. Looks like we're picking the Skarner on the side of Veracity. Skarner being a very strong pick on these past couple patches. This champion is absolutely disgusting. Um,
We're seeing a Mordekaiser band come through, as a response from the first game. I think he played very well in lane. Um, I think that, getting rid of the Mordekaiser, so that, you can play, your more aggressive style, so you can, sit back a little bit better. I think that was really smart play. Try to see if you can find like a loose point in the top laner's champ pool.
yeah. That again, Rumble Malzahar, the same bands as last game. Looking to keep as much comfort as possible. Lux coming in for looks like the mid lane's looking to find that Lux, leverage that AOE a little bit more. Definitely a good pick with Skarner being able to drag the plays into the Lux. Braum being able to slow, Ash being able to slow. Seems pretty easy to hit their skill shots this game. Dropping point, trying to figure out what they want to answer to this pick. Ari coming out. Ari being again another quite a strong mid laner in this patch. Um, yeah, definitely a good answer. Very mobile, able to dodge skill shots, leverage their space away from the Ash Braum Lux. Definitely able to get away from the Skarner. Milio being able to stop the stuns and these plays from happening. Dropping point definitely looking very good in this draft, trying to answer Veracity. Final pick going in the way of Gwen. Gwen versus tanks. It's a knife through butter. It's a kid in a candy shop. It's all she wants. We
Yeah, we're
definitely see
seeing
that like Gwen is very dangerous.
again. We're seeing another AP draft from the side of DP Hellfire. Um, you know, with all these AP picks, I do you feel like they're putting a little bit too much pressure on the Jinx to do Jinx things to hit their power spikes, their damage?
Yeah, and Nagraga's coming out. Definitely looking to skirmish and match the Gwen a little bit more. Maybe a little sustain coming from the side. But yeah, I think they're relying on the Jinx for a lot of their AD damage. But again, I believe with the changes to magic resist and to tenacity, it's kind of hard to play against a full AP draft compared to a full AD draft.
Hmm.
There are some answers to it, but maybe we can see to look and see the how the Skarner Braum build. Gragas probably looking for his AP build to be able to match the Gwen's damage in the 1v1. Definitely can look for that. A strong early game duelist is what they need, and we're definitely going to see it happen here. Um,
Yeah, I think that with all I'm looking at for both of these drafts is like 15 seconds worth of CC. I mean, we got Ari Charm, Sedge ult, Sedge passive. We have Milio OCC. We have Jinx E. We have Ash autos. We have Ash ult. We have Braum ult. We have Braum passive. We have Skarner everything. you
yeah.
know, the huge amount of CC. I think cleanse is going to be very massive for both ADCs coming into this game.
Um, yeah, and both teams drafting to look for that one stun as one pick or that heavy team wide CC will determine the games. And again, I think we're expecting another 50 plus kill game from the looks of
Yeah,
this draft.
100%. I think we're seeing, they were feeling each other out in the first game. They kind of wanted to see, okay, this is your guys' style, this is how we play. And, they kind of were starting to understand things. Now we're starting to see, okay, these are comfort picks, You're seeing the draft style. You're seeing the versatility of certain people. You know, it's nice to see the them just being able to kind of adapt to, not just running the same game back, adapting to both styles.
Oh, definitely. I can't. I mean that and the Jinx coming through draft and the Sejuani coming through draft, especially with the Sejuani being such a big problem, being snuck through like it did is just it's almost criminal that they got away with it. That Sejuani coming back into this draft, such a huge part of that game, especially again the way Rico compiled his champ is almost second to none in this division.
100%. I completely agree with you there. I think with this game though, I think we're going to see a lot of last time we saw a lot of volatility coming from the top lane. I think this game we're going to be seeing it from the mid lane with the Ari Lux matchup. I think both of them are going to be looking to try and trade aggressively towards each other. Ari for more of like a wave clear, and Lux trying to back Ari off with her EQ combo.
There's a lot of solo kill potential, a lot of solo bolos that are about to happen this game, and
Yeah.
a lot of again, just like last game, not expecting anything different from these two teams. Just absolute slugfest, haymaker after haymaker until someone drops. Looking for big gold leads into absolute throws and even bigger gold leads. So
Exactly.
that's League of Legends. But all right, but we're gonna go ahead and head to our spectator break, and we'll see you when we get back.
All right, and we're going into game number 2. You know, really exciting game number 1. You know, going over to the blue side. You know, we saw some interesting draft choices. You know, we're doing a 5-point again, so we haven't seen any invades or sacks yet. What are you looking forward to, Caden, going into this game?
Again, I'm looking for the same thing, constant skirmishes between these players. Definitely looking to fight. Improvements again, overextensions, maybe some more vision on the side of Voracity. On this side, draft wise, I'm more in favor of, once again, I'm more in favor of this dropping point draft. Um, Definitely looking to see a bunch of skirmishes. Bot lane looking to set up an early set of trades to leverage
Yeah,
their lane a little bit more.
Jinx and Millie are walking right into it.
Here we go. Bromq goes out. Auto's coming out. Shield from the Milio. Soaking up most of the damage. Stun's coming out from the Brom. Half health going to the Jinx. Starting the lane off a little bit rough. But again, it started off the same way last time. Jinx getting poked out a lot. But Voracity never really finding that foothold to just take that kill.
Yeah, I mean, you know, utter chaos and destructiveness from both teams. We saw it all last game, and looks like they're going for the same way again. You know, aggressive. How do you play defense? Attack more. It's both of these teams' philosophies.
Gwen hitting level 2, taking a very good trade once again on the top lane. Prowl looking like he's having trouble with trying to deal with these trades. Not really looking for the angles that he wants. We got the autos coming out. Jinx setting at 1 health. I don't know what I missed, but my camera didn't bring me down there.
Yeah,
Jinx
so
being
we
forced.
saw a heal come out from the bot lane, so we see no sum on Milio. They just took a really good aggressive level 2 trade, and they kind of just walked them down.
Definitely looking to find those edges that they lost in the first game. A little bit more aggressive coming from the bot lane. Again, we wanted a more proactive bot lane from these two, and we were definitely starting to see it. Gwen looking to take her first back. Also winning on their early trades, just like the first game. And in the mid lane, we're definitely seeing a very healthy Lux as usual, being able to leverage that E, very wide zoning, charm hitting with the Q, shield eating
We're
most
seeing
of it.
we're
And
seeing Ari trade HP for Lux's mana, and it's really close on both sides.
it could really come down to the Ari being able to leverage her mana more. Probably slowly bring this trades back and forth. Definitely seeing Jinx went out on the CS top lane a little bit more even the last game. Starting off, it's way too early to tell. Stun hits, not enough mana on the Lux to really leverage any more abilities. Flash coming out from Sejuani very early, hits a stun, 3 stacks, 4 stacks. Passive goes out.
Nice
With the
flash.
double flash, the Q, the charm, and we're seeing some mechanical plays from Minimap. Big reactions. Again, Rico starting the game strong with, again, another first blood coming out for dropping point on the pressure from Rico.
We're seeing the Ashe run the Jinx down once again. We're seeing the cleanse come out from Jinx. It's the aggression from the bot lane. We love to see it.
Definitely. It's the wave's in a very bad spot for this Jinx, and they definitely got to look for a way to either push this in or find a way out of the mess. But Sejuani getting spotted on a ward deep in the jungle. They know where that is. Stun hits onto the Ahri. Auto goes out. He's tanking 2 tower shots. Ahri backing, no mana, no health, no kill going on the side of Lux, just losing half her health to the turret. Gragas taking a turret shot. Again, both teams looking to make very large plays.
Yeah, the drain, they're just draining them from HP in the bot lane. The Ashe Braum, Jinx and Millia looking like they were starting to get the wave in at least, but it it's looking very aggressive from the bot lane, and again, we're seeing the jungle again being very aggressive and proactive on the map. We love to see that. Um, it's very interesting to see that both of these teams are just. We see level 6 going from Gwen.
Leveraging her level advantage, being able to take a decent chunk of Gragas's health. We see Rico skipping his top camps to try to maybe leverage something for this Drake. See autos coming out from Ashe, looking to get her passive going. Milio approaching once, stuns almost coming out. Dash coming in, hitting the Braum. Braum stunned up, looking to almost fall. Dash heading to the minion. Flash coming out, hits the Q. W hits onto the Ashe. Ashe slowly dwindling down a quarter health. Skarner stealing with a, I think, TP'd in. Stun coming out on the Sejuani. Sejuani falls. Lux looking to join the rest of the fight. Old coming out. Milio sidestepping. W coming out. Skarner looking for the rock. Milio being left at 1 health. The auto comes out from the Ashe, and it's a...
The 2 for nothing.
2 for nothing on the side of Voracity, leveraging that very early aggressiveness that Ashe Braum can enable. Milio falling, Sejuani getting a little too aggressive, not being able to find that fight.
They're looking for the early dragon here. I think they're not going to be able to get it because of their HP bars.
Braum dwindling down. Maybe fall to Drake. Drake looking to finish off the job. Stacks slowly building onto the Skarner. He's at the stun comes out, charm hits, stun lands, Skarner falls, and it looks like dropping point's gonna claim this first drag.
Yeah, I mean, I think that them not taking the reset there and pushing their advantage, come back, push your lanes out, go for the Drake then instead. I think that might have been the play instead. Gragas getting a little too far up.
Phase rush proc and the flash out having to, or he would have fell to Gwen. Gwen again leveraging that early game pressure that she can build up from. Oh,
and we see the ult come out, and Gragas does fall.
Gragas choosing to go in. Gwen being able to just click R and not really do too much to make that play happen. Makes it out with a crashed wave and lengthens her CS by another couple more. Then Gragas down 20 CS, down a kill. It's looking rough for this top lane matchup once more this game.
Just like chat was saying before the game, I mean, Gwen's true damage is really strong in lane. You have to really watch out for, the very high damage output. Sometimes it can be really sneaky, especially with the healing that comes with her kit as well.
Oh, yeah.
They're extremely, volatile when it comes to like just the aggressiveness they can put on, especially with the early level leads that they keep consistently getting.
When large wave for Gragas to play with, to try to take good trades, the stun, the QW coming out. Gragas landing all of his abilities in a large wave, so Gwen's not only taking a lot of Gragas damage, taking a lot of minion damage, especially with all those casters. Pinging in the river, Gwen getting the autos going in. Up in the grubs, looking to skirmish. Skarner just leaving right away. Grubs on the side of dropping point. Just again, Rico is leveraging this map, being able, his lanes being so well versed, and just Gwen, that top pressure, there's nothing the Gragas can do to rotate to make that play happen. And it's just a little bit slower.
It's in the Ashe ult and the Lux ult.
Oh, and
Longbow combo.
Nothing you can do. Just you look up at your monitor and it's just a blink. You can't see anything. And then flash ult comes out from the Sejuani. Gwen taking another turret shot, lives on 1 health. But again, that kill going over the Gwen makes it 2-0 now. A wave gonna crash. There's no jungle pressure.
Hey, we're talking about the CS leads again. I mean, we're seeing a 31 CS lead go to the side of Gwen. We see a 10 CS lead in the mid lane, pretty much even in the bot lane. But we see another 15, XP
Pick up the
going
bot.
over.
Well, Ari looking to make a play. The ult comes out, looking to find a stun. Stuns out the Braum. Dashes out once he sees the TP. Exhaust coming out from the Braum. Lux answering the TP with a TP. Gragas finding their way down. The double stun into the Milio. The Lux R catches 2. Again, leaving Ari and Jinx 1 health. Nothing coming out of it, but a lot of pressure. Bot lane looking to claim more plates.
Lux taking a turret shot there.
Absolutely
the
love
end
them. Eating them. Full-fledged buffet of turret shots. But again, Voracity is managing to bring those wombo combos together. Definitely a lot better team comp to do so than last thing. This is exactly what we wanted to see from their draft.
Yeah, Skarner being their top to be able to stop Gwen from getting too many turret shots.
Yeah.
We see Gragas come back top line, but I don't know if he's going to be able to walk through lane. I think he's going to get hard punished if he tries. I guess Gwen's going to let him do it.
Wave building. That Riftmaker power spike again, 40 CS up in this matchup. Gragas down at least 1,000 gold right now. It's hard for Gragas to find himself sort of back into this lane without any sort of support. Lux hitting the stun, QE, or Charm getting hit onto the Lux. Ult coming out from the Ari. Ari dash coming in, the EQ, Flash, both autoing over and over and over again. Autos, it's just like 2 ADCs battling back and forth. The Skarner bound, snags the Jinx. Jinx dwindling down, Braum taking the kill. Sejuani landing on the Skarner. Braum getting stunned up by the Sejuani passive. Rock getting brought out. Milio at a quarter health. Autos coming out from the Ashe, and that more trades coming out from the top side. And again, on the side of Voracity being able to leverage that bot lane pressure and that bot lane strength, taking another winning fight.
Sejuani missing the Q going in.
Skarner with the big ult grabbing the Jinx, being able to bring her into that fight and taking her out without a problem. Looks like Voracity is going to try to claim this Ocean Drake. We'll see on the side of Dropping Point and see if they're going to try to fight it. Oh, Voracity backing off.
Looks like Dropping Point is, really making a point to get objectives. They're there. They're trying to put vision down. Almost every single time we see their TPs come in, they seem very coordinated when it comes to the thought of going for each and every single one of these objectives. And I think it was a smart play, knowing since Gragas has TP down because of the TP down in the bot lane.
Yeah, and again, they're going straight for the Grubs rush. Looking to take this before Voracity can answer.
Yeah, we're not seeing too much of a gold difference in the game, only 400 gold difference, but we're seeing the objectives really matter.
Definitely able to grab another set of Grubs, or not a full set, but at least getting one before they taken over by the Rift Herald. But again, their Dropping Point ruling the map for objectives. Ult going in from the Ari, landing the Charm. E landing onto the Lux. Lux Q. R. Lux dwindling down. Autos once more. Both mages out of spells. And it's just it's the difference between landing the abilities and not. Ari's just burst is so much higher. And again, Ari with another solo kill. Nothing Lux can seem to answer.
Yeah, it was just like we were talking about before the game, how we were saying that, I was saying how mid lane was going to, be the more aggressive lane than the top lane was going to be, like it was last game. And, it's just turning out just like how we talked about, the aggressiveness from both mid laners and the ability to, clear the wave, use their abilities correctly is really just having a massive impact. And we're seeing like a snowball effect from the flash play that Ari had earlier with the gank from Sejuani. This lane could have gone completely differently if we would have seen maybe a Skarner gank earlier.
Skirmish is coming in. Abilities being landed. Ult from the Gwen coming out. Gragas dashing out, back out of safety, looking to get extra damage. Gragas being left at half health. No ult from the side of Gwen, but Skarner finding himself in the Herald in a very dangerous position. If spotted out, successfully takes that.
We're gonna see a Rift play, possibly mid lane here. Skarner looking to probably try and shut down this Ahri, get them out of the game a little bit at least.
Yeah. That ult being a very oppressive thing, hard to get away from. Once it snags you, there's nothing you can do. It usually just leads to a chain CC and then a gray screen. And he's definitely Lux rotating down, clearing vision and pit.
This game seems to be, it's funny saying this because it's 6-4 at 16 minutes, but this game seems significantly less aggressive than the last one.
Yeah. Just as you say that, a fight breaks out. Exhaust going out on the Jinx. Braum ult landing onto the Ahri. Sejuani ult landing onto the Braum. The Charm hitting the Braum. Braum dwindling down to 1 health. Skarner grabbing 2. Lux ult connecting to 2. Milio ult going out to stop the stun. Milio dwindling down. Stun hits the Skarner. Starting to charm once more.
Milio flashing the Gragas ulti in the backline there. He's getting forced out of this fight completely. I think we're going to see a Milio go down.
Milio caught out from the side of a Gragas, finding a pick, going in for more. Charm lands onto the Gragas, slowly dwindling down. Ash Arrow might have just saved the Gragas' life. Gragas going right back in. Jinx falling to Skarner. Skarner, 1 health. Gragas falling once more too. Ash continuing. And as soon as you say this game is slowing down, it is nonstop fights. A Charm lands, and no mana means she can't follow up. But
I guess you could say I jinxed it for the Jinx. No
objective in the bot side, and for another couple, maybe 20, 25 seconds, and you just saw absolute bloodbath. We see Voracity leveraging their bot lead by getting heavy vision into their jungle, which is again something they lacked in the last game. Lux getting chunked. R going out. Slowly dwindling down. Nothing to do. Q hits. Q lands. And just like that, Ahri is just it's just a solo kill bonanza in this mid lane. It is a buffet.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing the Jinx start to scale into the game, finally finishing in her first item, so she's starting to play aggressive again in the bot lane. Watching this poke, and then just kind of start to run them down.
Stun landing. Ashe at very low health, getting stunned out. TP's coming in. Suppress lands onto the Jinx. The Milio comes out. We got a Gwen chasing down the Ashe. Gwen taking out the Ashe just as easily. Coming out with an ult. Slowly snip, snip, snip. And there goes the thread, and Braum falls. And dropping point again, just able to, just as quickly as they can give up a few kills, they can take it right back.
We're seeing these fights play out where it goes, one team overextends and then the other one capitalizes on it, and we're seeing it just go back and forth and back and forth. The thing I think that is making the difference is I think that the solo laners from Dropping Point are able to just play.
The Charm goes out, the ult comes out, Gragas is slowly dwindling once more, and the W goes out, and Ahri is hot. There is nothing this team can do to stop this Ahri from the moment, and this side lanes and mid lane is just run by this Ahri.
Yeah, I mean, this Ahri is just running the sidelines in this game and really controlling these team fights. Like we were talking about earlier, with the snowball effect, every single one of these fights has been, focus on Jinx, get on Jinx, Ashe Arrow on Sejuani, Gwen being in the side lane. They've been focusing down the wrong members, and Ahri's been able to capitalize on that, really outputting a ton of damage, already hitting her second item at 20 minutes.
Yeah, even have that dark sail on the side. She knows she's strong. She knows she can get the free AP from the fights. And I don't think there's really an answer for it unless a straight arrow lands or a suppress. And again, Ari finding herself 7-0 once more. It's nothing. It's absolutely unkillable.
You know, we're seeing a Rift Herald play go down the mid lane here.
Maybe looking to try to leverage something. Braum looking to very far ahead of his team. Charm comes out. Doesn't take much damage. Milio getting stunned up. Slowly dwindling away. Exhaust comes out. He falls. Ult lands on Braum once more. The root comes out. Jinx hits her W. Sejuani. Jinx is excited, looking for more skirmishes in the bot lane.
Lux hit with the Ari.
And they're just Jinx following up. Ari's taking the kill, and there's just nothing Voracity can seem to do as this gold lead stretches on to 6. Gragas looking to make a play. Flash coming out from the Gwen, and Gragas with the R insect into his turret, looking to find a little glimmer of hope on the side of Voracity.
As every Gragas player loves to say, Bomba. Bomba indeed. The
Drop point, looking to leverage their Baron. Hopefully this is a different scenario for them than it was last game. Visions of grandeur once happen again. Up 6k, do a Baron, and all of a sudden it gets stolen by a Volibear.
You know, and you know, Skarner has the ability to get over the wall just as easily as a Volibear. It's not easier because of the lower cooldown of his E.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention that this time he has the Lux ult, he has the Ashe ult, he has the Braum that can follow, he has the Gragas that can follow. The steal is more likely to turn into a team fight because of the situation that is happening with their team. And just how the comp works in general.
I find things slowing down a little bit. Gold lead almost 7k in favor of dropping point, approaching that 6.5k right now.
But as we've been talking about this entire time, is that, you know, last game we were like 6k, 4k, 2k. I would not count Voracity out of this game. I think that with you know, one good pick on Ari, and this game is, you know, manageable.
Yeah, definitely looking to use the tools they have. It's no Seraphine ult, but Braum is able to leverage a lot of space with his ultimate. He can soak up a lot of damaging abilities and can eat a spell combo or two before he actually becomes a worryful death. Voracity definitely has ways back into this game. They've done it before. They can try to do it again. Skarner stacks are being up, stuck in the wall. Charm lands. Skarner flashing over the wall. Ari popping her ult over the wall. Suppress comes in into 3 people. And it's just Ari overextending. Shutdown going over to the Lux. Chain CC once more. And Voracity doing the right plays to find themselves back in this game. Little glimmers of hope happening. Shutdown going to the Gragas 2-3 minutes ago. And 1,000 or 1,300 gold going, or 1,000 gold going straight to the Lux.
You love to see it on the side. You love to see it on the side of Lux because, you know, you really wanted it onto one of your carries, and the amount of pressure that getting Ari off of the map creates for the team, it is massive.
Looking to another Infernal Soul this game. Dropping point on Infernal Point. Finally take full control of the river. This Ashe. RETP in. Charm landing onto the Gragas. Gragas taking a good chunk of damage. Dragon dwindling down. 4, 3.5, 3, 2, 2. Going in. And it's a steal from Rico. Looking to find his way out. He is not taking any damage. Skarner comes out. He's at a quarter. Ari finding a kill. Looking to get a second one onto the... That's a double. Looking to continue. Ari gets stunned up by the Ashe arrow. Stunned by the Skarner. Slammed against the wall. Ashe autoing over and over again. Jake's trying to find ways to get exciting, but can't. The
Gwen is ending the game mid lane, though. With the waves going down, they're all trying to reset here.
The double stun coming from the Gwen autoing the Nexus turrets, looking to leverage a thing. Can't really find a way in or out. Skarner behind, Ash in front. Comes out. 2 Nexus turrets down. What can Ash? HP dwindling. Gwen looking to end it. 3/4. F. And
We
just
almost
from that
saw
play,
we almost saw an
Voracity,
Ekpeke moment right there.
Voracity winning the fight at drag, but Soul going the way of dropping point, and Rico finding his way into the pit, just easily able to steal it away. And Gwen taking out a tier 2 inhib turret, inhib, and both Nexus towers in the span of a minute. These AP champs need to be fixed. Riot.
Riot doesn't know how to fix champions. They released Cassante.
But again, dropping point, looking to, even in times of losing team fights, are able to just leverage the map in ways a Voracity can't answer, whether it be turrets or waves. Their macro in general is just so far ahead of Voracity in this game right now.
Yeah, from a mechanical standpoint, I would say these teams are pretty much even, but just seeing the amount of time and effort that you can clearly tell that Dropping Point has been putting into their games, and you can see because of their macro, the coaching is really solid on the side. I'm really impressed by both of these teams, both Veracity's ability to come back, and with Dropping Points, kind of keeping the foot on the throat, holding them down, keeping the game going in their favor.
And I think Check Your Mini Map heard me last game and didn't give him the MVP, and he's like, "Here, how's this?" He is absolutely tearing through this game. Again, it doesn't seem to find an answer for this Ari that doesn't take 2-3 ultimates to do. And here they wait in a bush, hoping to find somebody going over. Skarner taking them back, and they're getting ready to start the Baron.
Yeah, with the Baron being started,
Old coming
interesting
out.
to see.
8K. 7.5, 7, 6, 5. It's burning quick. Skarner looking for a steal. Stun coming out. Ari half health. They're backing away. Big Gragas ult. Gragas stunned up. Bursted down. Skarner stealing away the Baron. Once again, it's just a disaster in the Baron pit. Ash is free autoing.
Look at Gwen.
Gwen is just ending the game.
They didn't match the Gwen. Gwen was able to backdoor, and game is over. Series over. 2-0.
It's a TSM special. Baron for base. I mean, you can't write it. Again, Dropping Point with the endless amount of pressure that game, just being able to just leverage every single lead they had from the top lane to the mid lane, even the Jinx being able to come back from the bot lane pressure that the Ashe, Braum, and Skarner had. They just found easy ways into the game by just their tempo was so high, and they stopped over-exetting that game. Gwen they just took over. There was no answer to it.
Yeah, and the sideline, absolutely no answer to Gwen. You're absolutely right. But, I mean, massive for Ari to kind of just take over these team fights and allow Gwen to just be in the sideline, create that pressure, be able to create the opportunity for that backdoor to work in the first place. I mean, both of them are absolutely amazing this game. And, extremely, extremely well played onto the side of DP. I mean, they leave me speechless with how well they played that.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of improvement from the first game alone. They learned from their mistakes. Didn't throw a gold lead. They may have lost 1 or 2 fights, but again, they turned that into and inhib and nexus towers, and then into a game-ending play. I mean, Voracity slowly starting to bring themselves into these team fights, playing them well, but Gwen just there was no answer to it. She was there, she was able to end the game freeform, and it was just it on the macro side of things. It was a macro, just one of the most perfect macro games that you can have at this rank. I mean, dropping point, playing the map as well as they possibly could have with their champs, and Veracity couldn't answer it.
Yeah, I mean, Veracity, even with their bot lane looking strong both games, um, we saw the willingness to survive, the needing to push the advantage coming from the solo laners, which is something that we were shouting out before the games had even started. Was we were looking at the bot lane and the jungle versus the solo lanes, and the solo lanes decided, hey, they wanted to show up, they wanted to be there, they were ready to put things through, and they decided to show out with a 2-0, very decisive and very controlled victory.
Yeah, and I mean players of the series. I mean, coming from the very strong, constant CS lead, solo kills, and just being able to expand that tempo top lane. He's dropping point, just Fifi absolutely hammering it in. There was no answer to him. Rico being able to control the jungle and use the vision to his advantage and get his laners that first kill. And as we saw both games, that first blood led into a snowball effect. Mordekaiser in the first game, Renekton fell another 30, 40 CS and died 3 more times afterwards. Ari gets that first blood, and Lux just couldn't handle the pressure that the Ari was bringing. And again, that brings us to Minimap. Man, throwing an absolute mid lane masterpiece of a series. I mean, dying 4 times in total, I believe.
Mhm.
It's a strong start to his season, and from the way Dropping Point looks, I'm quite excited to watch how they play in the future.
Me as well. With you shouting out all these players, let's go MVPs for both of the teams on for this game, and then MVP of the entire series.
MVP this game's got to go to Minimap. I mean, the Ari masterclass he put on, just from his solo kills in lane to his team fighting. He was practically untouched. Huge damage output, and he just continued that pressure the Ari. And even when he ate two, he had to. The only time when he died was when he ate 2 or 3 ults: Ash Arrow, Braum ult, Skarner ult, soaking up so much pressure. Just being able to do that without a problem is huge for a team.
Hmm. And for the side of Veracity,
On the side of Veracity, game two, um, probably probably go to the Ash. Again, we wanted a more proactive bot lane from these two. Pradle, coming out with the Ash pick over the Misfortune, looked a lot more comfortable on this pick. Again, his laning phase was very good. It was the only winning laning phase in the game, and he tried to do what he could. Team fights got caught out sometimes. Maybe took a little too much damage, but around the end, before the Gwen, just tore through the base, you started seeing him find his groove. He was free autoing more. He was spacing pretty well.
all right. And the MVP of the entire series.
Oh, Rico, he he controlled this map. I mean, again, other than 2 missed smites at Baron, they happen. We all do it. Um, he was able to control this map so well both of these games, and it was just, again, there's nothing the lanes could do. The Paradoxal just couldn't keep up with the pressure Rico was giving. Again, 2 first bloods on the assist from Rico and the KP from him through the roof on this Sejuani. This is looking like he's going to have this perma ban for the rest of the season.
Yeah. I think for me, I think for the side of Voracity for game 2. I'm gonna give it to Skarner. I think Skarner ults had very big impact in a lot of those fights, being able to pick out the Ari the only 2 times that she died. I think uh getting him into the Lux ult was very impactful. That it had just the possibility of making the game go the other way. And then for team 2, uh might be a little biased, big XPEK fan. Gotta give it to Gwen. That backdoor was absolutely insane. Um Controlling, dominating the side lane, wave management on point, you know, being able to, you know, run the game like that in just such a dominant fashion shows the resilience of Fifi. And MVP of the entire series, uh, I gotta give it to Check Your Mini Map. I mean, the dominance on the Hui and the Ari, um, just being able to show off and show out, you know, very, very impressed by Check Your Mini Map's play.
Yeah, I mean, again, dropping point coming out the gate strong, 2-0 to start their season off. Um, Again, learned their lessons from game 1 and was able to adapt just as well. Voracity looking to see if they can punish the same mistakes, just couldn't find them and ended up in that trap themselves. Again, I am excited to watch dropping point continue to grow and see how the rest of their season goes. And again, Voracity just fix a few mistakes and they could be on that same level as well. Again, 2 great teams full of a lot of great players, and I'm excited to see how they grow.
All right, well, I just wanted to thank everyone for coming out and watching first week of Plat. Can't wait to do another series, and you know thank you for coming to LXC. We appreciate you all for being here. We hope to see you again same time next week. Kaden, do you have any final comments?
No, I appreciate you guys coming in to watch. I hope the game's exciting bloodbaths as they were, very long, very hard fought games. And again, I'm excited to continue my my casting career here. It was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching.